Welcome to the Hillers True Value pregame show. Hillers is your Milwaukee tool headquarters. Stop at Hillers now and get $100 off your next Milwaukee tool purchase. No trades needed. Hillers will not be undersold. Hillers True Value on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. During the week, we talked to many of the area football coaches. We'll start first in Spencer with Spencer Columbus Rocket head coach Jason Gorst.
All right, Coach, took one on the chin here on Friday, so conference championship off the table. What are the goals now for the rest of the season?
Still same as always, just get better each week, and we have to do that, each and every day this week. And there are some things that we did well and some things we didn't do well, so we have to improve.
Altoona has kind of scuffled all year. They got one win under their belt. So what do you tell the team in practice this week as you get ready for Altoona?
Same as every week in practice. We prepare for every opponent the same, and definitely a focus on what we do with our individual drills, our footwork, our hand placement, those sorts of things. So kind of status quo around here.
And then seed meeting Saturday morning. What do you expect the outcome of that to be?
No idea. Yeah, it's one of those things that you don't know who's going to be in what division, what kind of grouping you're going to get. So hopefully we can get a decent seed, but you never really know until middle of the night, Friday night. So it's where you start to get a feel.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the playoffs.
All right, thank you.
You are watching the Hillers True Value pregame show. The Marshfield Tigers have already wrapped up a division championship. They go for a undefeated season in 2018. Here's Tiger head coach Denny Gadel.
All right, Coach. So we sit here last week of the regular season. You come into it undefeated. Was that a written or stated goal anywhere before the season started? Undefeated?
I don't think anybody ever says, "Hey, we're going undefeated this year." If they are, they're kind of goofy. I'll tell you that, because it doesn't matter every game you play. It's a game. That's why you play the game, and you never know who's going to be up for that game or what could happen. Any little things that could go on. They're high school kids. They're 16, 17 years old. So there's never a given at any given week, any given time. It happened. Wausau West beat us a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago, and then gave us one of our only losses of the season. It was a 21-20 game or 22-21 game, and it happened right out here at Beal Stadium. So that one we remember. And again, going back to your question, that we're never saying we're going undefeated. You got to go in with goals, and our goal is to win a playoff game this year. That was good because we didn't win one last year. Whatever happens, after that, we get in the playoffs. We're happy to get a playoff win, and that was one of our goals. So we didn't expect to be undefeated, but we'll sure take it. We still got a game to play, and Wausau West is a very good opponent, and we're not taking anything lightly. We're out there in the mud tonight practicing all of our base plays and making sure that they're going to work perfect on a muddy field over at Tom Field.
So then let's talk about playoffs a little bit without skipping over West. But West has scuffled a little bit this year, but we talk about this all the time. That's why you play the game, and you're taking this one seriously, no doubt. But what will happen this week during practice or during the game Friday to prepare for the playoffs?
Well, we're practicing like I said, our base plays. We just did that tonight in the mud, and working on ball handling drills with the balls in the water. We didn't take out any new footballs. Our quarterbacks are throwing 20-pound footballs. They said, "Geez, it's really tough." I said, "Well, get ready for Friday night. We're going to be throwing muddy footballs." And we're getting a good, plays that we're doing, and then the coaches are doing just a tremendous job about what we're doing and the defenses we see, and we make little changes for the defenses we see. And West comes in with a couple different looks on defense, so we got to be prepared for that. Working on the plays that are based against those defenses, and those are the kind of things we practice right up front here today. But we've been going through for our 2 days so far. We practiced on Sunday and Monday, and we did the things to prepare for that. So now we put it on the field tonight. We thought we were going to get rain. We didn't know what we were going to do. We were going to go on our bus parking lot if it was raining and do things there. But the freshmen took it before us, so we're out and relegated to the mud tonight. So that we did those things. But we're one game at a time, and that's a cliche that maybe everybody says, "Well, you're going to say that," but man, we're living it. It's not even. We know what we are, we know who we are, and we know what we've got to prepare for. And you can't take anybody lightly. You're playing the best teams in the state of Wisconsin now, and it's up here in the north, and we're prepared for those teams, and it's going to get cold. Those are things we have to do and get ready for. So nothing's taken lightly, and we're working on our base stuff and making sure it's ready for Friday.
So back to 8-0 then. There are some rewards that come with that. One is a home playoff game. And that you'll extend the life of Beal Stadium in that way with at least one. Seed meeting Saturday morning. What do you expect the results of that to be?
That's another thing. There's a lot of people talk about, hey, you're maybe going to be one of the teams that is undefeated that could get a lower seed than number one seed. But you know what? If people do that, I got a lot of fighting material. We're undefeated, so what else are you going to do? So that'll happen when it happens. We're there. We got our stuff ready to go, but I really don't have to say a whole lot that we're undefeated and we play in a pretty good conference. And, we're playing pretty good football right now. Our stats, for defensive points allowed, it's under, 60 points. I guess I didn't even count lately. But so our defense is playing well, and that's what wins championships. So if people are going to refute those kind of standings and those stats, I don't know. We'll play you. We have to, and we're gonna give you our best effort, and whatever happens, happens. Because now you got to play them all. So.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Good luck Friday night.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cloverwood Conference Championship game tonight between Abbotsford and Loyal. Let's check in with Falcons and Greyhounds coaches right now.
All right, Coach. How has the season to date met your preseason expectations?
I think we've been pretty much where we want to be. I think we've talked about earlier in the season about improving, getting better every day, and I think we have. And I think we are playing close to our best ball right now, and that was our goal, was be at the end of the season, be vying for a conference championship and playing our best ball. And here we are, week 9, and we're playing for the conference championship. So that's a great thing for us, and we need to have our best game of the year against Abby on Friday.
How was Friday's game against Abbotsford important to you and the team?
Obviously, like we said, it's for a conference championship. Our two teams have battled it for the last 2 or 3 years. So it's bragging rights for another year for that team, that school, that town, and then also for seeding. Obviously the one that wins is going to have a higher seed, and I think those are 2 big things, or 2 or 3 big things that makes it important for both teams. And I think a big thing is that we could go back to back with it, and I think that's important to our young men.
What do you expect of the seed meeting on Saturday, and what seed would disappoint you?
I think a lot depends on Friday night. So, what do I expect? Dealing with those seeding meetings, it's kind of a crapshoot, because you don't know where you're going, first of all, until Saturday morning, and then you see who your pool is, and then I think you just go up and you do the best you can to get the best seed you can. Obviously, everyone else is doing the same thing, but you take into consideration conferences and things like that. As far as what seed would I be disappointed in, I don't know. I don't know right now. We'll have to see what Friday brings, and we'll go from there.
To the Hillers True Value pregame show. Hillers is your Milwaukee Tool headquarters.
All right, Coach, how has the season to date met your preseason expectations?
Honestly, this season's been a roller coaster of up and down, dealing with injuries. When we look at preseason, we expect to have everyone healthy and be playing at a level that your best 11 on the field. The level that changes when guys get hurt is amazing, and we realized that this year. So this season has been frustrating, challenging at times. We're winning ball games, but it's piecing guys together, and there's some young guys that are getting a ton of action, some playing time that I think is paying off for us now, but it was frustrating when it was happening. I think conference championship anytime is a pride thing, and honestly, we've been, I think, against Loyal the last 3 years for the same thing and the same type of game, and last year they got us, and this year isn't about that. It isn't about any of the other ones, but an awesome opportunity to win something that's pretty dang special.
What do you expect at the seed meeting on Saturday, and what seed would disappoint you?
I guess expectations depend on the result of Friday night. If you go in with a conference championship, you have something to hang your hat on. Right now, we have one not great loss to Marathon early on in the year. and they are a team that is probably not a quality team in terms of other people viewing them. They have a losing record, and so we don't have a lot to stand on if we don't win a conference championship. I wouldn't expect a home game in Division 6 if we're not conference champs.
Another conference championship game in the Merriwood. It is the game, Stratford Edgar, and we will talk to Coach Tubbs. But first, let's go over to Coach Jerry Sins.
So, big game, that's an understatement, right? At Stratford every year, and you've coached a lot of these kind of games. Just any kind of recollection or memories, things that stood out during the last number of years playing these games against Stratford?
Well, they seem to kind of go in streaks. It seems to have been that way. And also there have been some periods of years where they've been, dominant and maybe, like beat us fairly handily. Then there's been periods of years where we've been dominant and have beaten them handily. And then, of course, there's all those other years where it's been pretty much of a dogfight. I think since about, maybe 2013, 2014, I think it's been pretty much, of a dogfight all those years. Close games decided by field goals or extra points or, those kinds of things.
Yeah, and you had one of those dogfights last year. Now this year, though, different year. Stratford tripped up in their first game, but they've been kind of just clicking right along after that. What do you expect on Friday?
Well, they're big. I'm certainly hoping, that the weather, that it doesn't rain anymore. I know we've got about 5 inches in the last 2-3 days, and we're smaller than they are. We're probably a little faster than they are. They're bigger than us, and so we're hoping, we'd like to play on a track surface, but I know that's not possible. So certainly we would not prefer the mud. So we're hoping for some dry conditions.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Weatherman sometimes do you a favor, sometimes not, right? So the winner of the game turns out to be the conference championship or conference champion, but then you go off to the playoffs after that. Seed meeting Saturday morning, almost assuredly a 1 seed. So what are the goals in the playoffs and just week by week? Take us through that.
Well, we had 2 major goals at the beginning of the year. One was to win the conference, and one was, to get to the state championship game. And obviously, we've been doing okay so far. Had a few little, bumps along the road, but, overall, things have been going pretty good. So the playoffs, obviously, normally for us, if we get in Division 7, the playoffs aren't as tough as a lot of our regular season games are because we're playing teams of 150 instead of teams of 340 or 400 and something like, Baldwin or Tomahawk or some of these other teams we play throughout the year. So, generally, the teams we play in the playoffs aren't as big, aren't as physical as the teams we see during the regular season.
Yeah. All right, Coach, good luck.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay. All right, Coach, as we take a look at the season now, coming to a completion, stumbled out of the gates in week 1, but been rolling since then. What's the difference between week 1 and now?
Well, you look back at that Spencer Columbus, and they're a good team, and they scored all their points in the first half. And since that second half, we shut them out, and we've been playing our type of football. And I think our kids were nervous, you could tell, and who knows, we might be playing them come playoff time. But our guys have gotten confident playing against good teams like Anago, Marengo, Illinois, and now we're going into another, our rival game, which our guys are looking forward to it. But one thing we've done is we've kind of gone back to giving the ball to our running backs and running the ball more, and Max Robbie has done a great job passing. He has 1,100 yards passing.
Coach, you mentioned maybe who's coming up in the playoffs. We'll touch on that a little bit, and then we'll move on to Edgar. But as the new rankings came out today, and I know coaches don't care a lot about rankings, but as they came out, number 3, Amherst, their only loss against St. Mary Springs. Number 4, Spencer Columbus, their only loss last week against Regis, and then you right below them with your only loss against them. So if you were to put together rankings, is that kind of how it looks between the 3 of you?
Until we beat Amherst, they're ahead of us. Until we beat Spencer Columbus, they're ahead of us. And they've beaten us, 2 out of the last 4 years, Spencer Columbus respectively, and Amherst seems like every year. So yes, and they got Springs number 1, but I think they're going to end up going 6. So I think we have a chance, honestly. I really do this year. I think our guys are ready. I think we're healthy finally, and that's a big difference. And I know that, Amherst has been giving up more points that they have all year, and they got to play a really good Iowa team Friday night.
Yeah, they do. So with those rankings, and then we got the seed meeting coming up on Saturday, is that kind of how you expect it to kind of fall in line like that?
You know, if we can find a way to be conference champs, which means we're beating Edgar, which is a big task. You know, I think we got a good chance to be a 1 seed. But if we're in the same room with Spencer Columbus, all they got to say is their only loss is to Regis, who they think is really good, and we beat them guys head to head, and then we're looking at a 2 seed hopefully. But weird things happen. Last year I didn't think we'd be a 5 seed and go on the road to Bonduel and then Stanley Boyd, who was the 1 seed.
Yeah, and you happen to win both of those, so your team is hot now. You're on a roll coming in Friday. Edgar, I mean, you don't even have to get into the history of that. Everybody knows that. So just what you know about Edgar football this year, you already know about Stratford football. What do you expect on Friday?
A nice, hard, physical fought Friday night game. You know, they have a great quarterback, Carson, and he's a 3-year starter for them. And, you know, they got some powerful running backs, some fast running backs. You know, I think where we have maybe a small advantage is our line. I think our O&D line, you know, a little bit more polished than them right now. They've more experience from our guys coming back from last year, and they're starting to play like that.
Coach, right before this started, our audience heard from Coach Sins. He talked about his team speed, your team size. Is it as simple as that?
You know, we're pretty fast too. You know, I love. I don't want to match 40 times and all that stuff, but you know, our guys are pretty quick too. We just don't go out and advertise our 40s. And you know, I mean, Cade Erickey runs a 4.65. He's just as fast as their fastest kid, and he's finally back to 100%. And Eli Drexler, who just came back, ran a 4.4 for us. You know, so we have speed too, but we like to pound and ground it more, and I think they're going to try to get on the edges more.
Coach, you mentioned conference championship. So last question here: when you sat down to start the season, was that something on a checklist that you had and a goal for these guys this year?
Every year is a conference championship goal for these guys. Whether we get it or not, that's one of our goals because we know then that sets you up for the seeding and everything else.
Thank you for watching the Hillers True Value pregame show. Hillers is your Milwaukee Tool headquarters. Stop at Hillers now and get $100 off your next Milwaukee Tool purchase. No trades needed. Hillers will not be undersold. Hillers True Value on South Central Avenue in Marshfield.
Wisdom?
Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chili, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement. Chili Implement, located just north. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers.
Property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today. Good property damage or loss is what
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier. Treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW-Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers. My name is Marissa.
I need some space, I do.
Tackle number 11, Carson Buck. At the running backs, number 8, Ty Gooden, and number 21, Caleb Hefferman. and Kyle Brewster, number 23. The head coach of the Edgar Wildcats is Jerry Thin. And now the starters for the Tigers from Stratford High School. At center, number 51, senior Dylan Shaner. At guard, number 59, the junior Easton Kilkey. At guard, a junior, number 79, Dawson Moan. At tackle, number 11, number 77, Jacob Nicholson. At tackle, number 52, Benjamin Barton. On the end position, number 7, Vaughn Bright. The wideout, number 15, Oakley Wrench. The quarterback, number 2, Max Straube. At halfback, number 4, Derek Martin. And at the other halfback spot, Devin Denny, number 34. And at the fullback position, number 24, Cade Ilke.
All right, guys, Jason here with the Zaleski Sports Show, and we are just about set for football here in Stratford as the 51st playing of the game is just about set to go. We will have the national anthem here in just a minute after, as both teams have been introduced, and we'll be just about ready for football.
Remove your hats, place your hand over your heart as our local VFW post 6352 posts our colors for the playing of our national anthem by the Stratford Band under the direction of Mr. John Rickinger.
Very nice job by the Stratford Pep Band.
The VFW post 6352 exit the field.
Very nice job by the Stratford Pep Band here today and getting us ready for football here out of Stratford. Again, we've got 3 live games for you today. This happens to be one of them. We've also got conference championship game going on in Abbotsford as the Loyal Greyhounds take on the Abbotsford Falcons. And then more Falcons actions over in Amherst as the Central Wisconsin Championship will be decided here momentarily as the Amherst Falcons take on the Iowa Scandinavia Blackbirds. And we've got all 3 conference championship games. It is Conference Championship Friday, and we are just about to start.
The Stratford School District drug-free policy prohibits the use of tobacco, alcohol, and any other drugs on school property. Your cooperation in this area will help high school athletics a positive experience for all and for this educational community.
And Edgar won the toss, and they have...
With the coin toss earlier this
wrong about that. Stratford won the toss and has deferred.
To defer until the second half. Edgar will be receiving the football, defending the south end of the field.
I apologize ahead of time. We're sitting right in front of Stratford's loudest speaker, and we will do our best here not to compete with our PA announcer here today. And hopefully he keeps his comments to a minimum, and you can follow along with us here. Again, thanks for joining here.
For the Wildcats, Mason Strout, number 20. Number 21, Caleb Hefferman. And number 11, Carson Butt. Teeing up the ball for the Stratford Tigers, number 62, Reed Curtis.
Take one step back. It's a long arm. And again, so the Tigers did defer, and they will kick off, doing the kicking duties for the Tigers. Reed Curtis. Caleb Haferman back deep for the Wildcats, and the kick is off, and we are running here as Haferman takes it at the 15-yard line, spins around one, and is going to be brought down around the 26-yard line.
Caleb Hefferman returning the kickoff for the first down for the Wildcats.
Fortunately,
on the stop, number 23, Justin Shaner.
Good news for me tonight, I won't have to do a whole lot of announcing.
And number 4, Derek Martin.
Every tackle
first
and
down, Wildcat.
carry, first down, all going to be called out for you. Fantastic.
26-yard line.
So let's just enjoy the ride together and enjoy, again, conference championship football right here in Stratford. Again, the Tigers will start, or the Wildcats will start this drive from their own 26-yard line.
Get him out there!
And run out to the outside. Here is Gooden, and Gooden brought down.
Ty Gooden. On the stop, number 2, Max Schwabe.
Gain of 4 on the play for Gooden. So it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 32-yard line.
Certainly on the 32-yard line where it's a second down.
And apparently he's going to announce every single thing tonight. All right. So 2nd and 4 from the 32. Quarterback Carson Butt under center. Snap and play action pass rolls out to his right. And he's got one deep, and he throws down to Mason Stout. And the catch is made by Stout.
Complete from Butt.
Down at the 41-yard line.
To number 20, that is Mason Strout.
27-yard completion from Butt to Stout.
On the stop, Lance Heidemann, number 13. First down for the Wildcats, the ball on the 41-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now, 10:53 to go here in the first quarter as we are just underway here in Stratford. But again, under center, handoff up the middle, and he is met this time and going to lose about a yard.
Carried by number 21, Caleb Hefferman. On the stop, number 23, Justin Shaner. Loss on the play of 1 yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 from the 41-yard line. On defense!
Could have taken a vacation day today if I would have known. 2nd and long from the 43. Again, Butt handoff here to the left side, and he is met in the hole by Dylan Shaner. And another loss on the play. Back-to-back 1-yard losses put on by the Tiger defense.
Carrying the ball, number 23, that's Kyle Brewster. On the stop, number 51, that's Dylan Shaner. No gain on the play, 3rd down.
A loss of 1, so we'll correct our PA announcer anytime I see fit. There's 3rd and 12 upcoming here for Edgar. See if Coach Sins calls the pass. Again, he does. Butt rolls out, and he's got a man wide open. Wide open is Caleb Haferman. Catches down to the goal line and touchdown, Wildcats.
To number 21, Caleb Haferman. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Nice pass there from Butt to Haferman, a 43-yard strike. And the Wildcats strike first.
The pass was for 43 yards.
Yeah, I'm going to try to show a replay.
So So just about 2.5 minutes here into this game, and the Wildcats go right down the field. A 74-yard drive capped off with a 43-yard touchdown strike from Butt to Haferman. 2-point conversion here underway. It's a pitch out to the left, and he's going to be stacked up there. So we will have a 6-0 outcome, and we will now just take a look here at that touchdown one more time as we see Butt rolls out.
He's got a man wide
and we
open.
see right there Haferman running.
Caleb Haferman
catches the ball just inside the 20.
Goal line and touchdown, Wildcats.
Into the end zone for a touchdown.
Number 21,
The announcer obviously got no idea. We've got a replay here.
Nice
Somebody should tell
pass
him that.
there from Butt to Haferman. A 40.
So 6-0 here in the early going. Again, we're 2.5 minutes in. 2:36 to be exact is all it took the Wildcats to march right down Stratford Stadium here and score first against the Tigers in this Merriwood Conference Championship game. And the number 1 ranked Stratford Tigers in Division 7 going up against the number 5 ranked Stratford Tigers.
Deep for the Tigers, 15 Oakley Wrench, 24 Cade Erke.
Wrench and Erke back deep for the Tigers. And the kicking duties, as always, this year handled by number 74, Austin Miller. And Miller's got a leg on him, folks. Saw him on the field during warm-ups.
The ball for the Wildcats, number 74, Austin Miller.
And he was drilling with ease 35-yard, 40-yard field goals out here in pregame. And this is on a muddy track here today. And on the far hash, if you take a look at midfield and then all the way over to the Edgar Wildcat bench, it is a swamp on that side. I wouldn't be surprised to see most of the running plays come this side, as the passing play did here just a minute ago. Miller steps in. This one's a short kick. It's going to land at the 15-yard line, scooped up there by Erke. Erke up to the 30 and will be brought down there, and that's where the Tigers will start their drive here in the first quarter.
What games do you want to keep up on?
On the stop, number 10, Caden Higgins. It's a first down for the Tigers.
Try me to see if the Royal game's even up and running. They were having trouble. Well, then,
on the 20-yard line.
Focus on Marshfield has got the... So, Tigers actually start from the 20-yard line. There's a mistake in there just a moment ago. And Schwabe with the handoff here to Erke. Erke lunges ahead for about 2.
Number 24, Cade Erke running the ball. On the stop, number 21 for the Wildcats, Caleb Haferman.
Take a look here. Early going over at Amherst, Iola Scandinavia.
It is second down and 8.
It's a 2nd and 8. We just found out.
Ball on the 22-yard line.
The ball's on the 22. It's 7-0 Iola Scandinavia over Amherst. Early going there in the first quarter. And we'll drop that game in for you every now and then, as keep it easy for you. And Erke rumbles towards the boundary line.
Erke carrying the ball. On the stop, number 18, Drew Gooden. And number 8, Ty Gooden.
Gain of 1 on the play for, again, 2 now. They're going to mark him out. They had him initially.
Gain of about 3. It is 3rd and 5. From the 25.
3rd and 6 upcoming for the Tigers. Schwabe again settles under center. Schwabe reverse pivot, rolls out to his left as a right-handed quarterback, and he's stopped there. And he is able to avoid the tackle, and he's going to scamper up ahead near the line to gain.
Number 2 carrying the ball.
Shed the tackle of R.J. Knetter, and he's going to be marked just enough for the first down, right on the 30.
Down for the Tigers. At the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 upcoming again for the Tigers.
Tigers.
Yeah, that's right. So they'll reset the down markers, and again, 1st and 10, just at the 30. They gained exactly 10 yards on those 3 carries, did the Tigers. Handoff here, and he's going to be stuffed by Caleb Haferman. We're going to find out here in just a moment who the ball carrier was.
Number 8, Matt Hendrick.
There you go, Matt Hendrick.
On the stop, number 18, Drew Gooden. And we think 32 is Stetson Lemmer. 2nd down and 8.
It's a 2-yard carry there by Hendrick. Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Tigers. Schwabe out with it, or actually it was a handoff there. We'll wait to see who the ball was carried by. I know he's going to tell us.
First down, the ball carried by number 10, Eli Drexler. On the stop, number 11, that is Carson Butt.
A 12-yard carry.
The ball's on the 42-yard line where it's a first down Tigers.
12-yard carry by Eli Drexler sets up the Tigers again. 2 first downs in this drive. Started back on the 20, so easy math, 22 yards on 4 runs here by the Tigers. Another carry up the middle, and that one is going to go for about 2. Edgar Wildcat defensive line doing things right now.
Ball carried by Eli Drexler, number 10. On the stop, number 50, that is R.J. Knetter.
So again, Tigers 24 yards now on this drive, but that Edgar Wildcat defensive line is fun to watch right now. They've been able to beat their guy in front of them and cause havoc in the Tiger backfield. See what happens here on 2nd and 8. There's a pitch coming out here, and again, knifing through. Wildcat defense again doing their thing. This time, number 8, Ty Gooden, getting his first tackle of the day.
10, Eli Drexler. On the stop, number 8, Ty Gooden. That brings up a 3rd down and 11 from the 41-yard line.
So loss of 3 on the play. 3rd and long Tigers. Last 3rd down, they were able to convert on a Max Schwabe broken tackle run. See what Tigers able to do here on 3rd and 12. Schwabe play action pass out here to the flat and swarmed on right away.
From Schwabe to number 4, Derek Martin.
And that pass, gain of about 5. It's going to bring up 4th and 7 for the Tigers. And punt team comes out.
Number 8 on the stop. Number 8 would be Ty Gooden. That brings up a 4th down. The ball on the 44-yard line.
Public address announcer thinks who.
For the Wildcats, 11, Carson Butt. And 21, that is Caleb Kieferman.
Thinks he knows who made the tackle. Doesn't know, says his name anyway. There you go. That's how we do it. All right, back to punt. Here are the Tigers. And a fair catch called for by Butt, and that'll be caught there at the 23-yard line, and the Wildcats will start possession number 2 right after this. Highway 10 in Chile is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement. All right, Wildcats again start their second possession. First one started at the 26, this one back on the 23. Pitch outside coming here to Stout. Stout around the corner.
There's the ball number 20 for the Wildcats. That's Mason Strout. On the stop, number 2, Max Schwabe.
So 4-yard gain, bring up 2nd and 6.
About 5, brings up a 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats.
You gotta be quicker than he is.
Well, I don't have to be, and I have to be accurate, and it's actually a 2nd and 6. So. Fun times at Stratford High today. But back to pass here, play action. Rolls out to his left, and he's going to uncork one here, and it's caught. Brock Hendrick with it, and across the 50.
From Butt to number 3, Brock Hendrick. First down for the Wildcats. On the stop, number 10, Eli Drexler.
22-yard gain, and we'll take a live look in here at Amherst, and we'll see the Falcons on the board with a field goal. 7-3, Iola Scandinavia leads Amherst. Again, you can catch that game live right now. Just go to ZaleskiSportsShow.com, click Live Sports. Easy. I mean, whoever thought of that? That's what I want to know. Some guy that likes easy. So at midfield, here are the Wildcats. Butt gets his line down. And play action pass again for Carson. Got a couple options here, and he's going to go deep here to number 44, Braden Baumgartner.
Complete from Carson Butt.
And Carson Butt is shredding the Tiger defense here today.
To number 44, I think.
Again, if you think, don't say it.
Bargander.
It's Baumgartner, actually. And,
Baumgartner.
All right.
That's a first down for the Wildcats.
30.
Ball's on the 13-yard line. First down.
37-yard pass play from Butt to Baumgartner. And we will catch a replay of that here in just a moment after this first down play from the Wildcats and handoff up the middle. So, Trevor, let's go ahead and take a look at what happened here as we see Butt in the shotgun here. Actually, he was under center there. Yep, play action pass.
Ball carried by Ty Gooden, number 8.
And really, the play made there by Baumgartner. He had
number 34.
He was bracketed.
Denny.
Baumgartner was bracketed on the play and yet able to free himself.
And 6.
Free himself just a bit and enough to make the catch. 2nd and 7 upcoming. Again, accuracy here is what we're going to go for in the broadcast today. 2nd and 7, 2:20 left here in the first quarter. Wildcats on the move again. Butt in the shotgun, drops back, now flushed out to his right, looks back towards the middle, throws it middle, guy open in the end zone and just a bit too high.
Intended for number 23, Kyle Brewster. Incomplete.
Brewster was open coming across there, but scrambled, made extra time for himself back there, and had Brewster just overthrew him a bit.
Depending on the play, number 4, Derek Martin.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 here for the Wildcats, right at the 10-yard line. And no doubt a pass upcoming here for Edgar as Carson Butt confidently strolls up to the line of scrimmage, sets his line down, under center is Butt. And this is a pitch out here to the left to Brewster. Brewster rushed to the corner, and it'll be close to a first down.
Number 23, Kyle Brewster.
And it looks like
first down for the Wildcats.
So 1st and goal upcoming.
On the stop, number 23, that's Justin Shaner.
1st and goal upcoming from the 3-yard line.
Schwabe. First down for the Wildcats. The ball on the 4-yard line.
So again, 1st and goal for the Wildcats.
Actually, the ball's on the 3-yard line.
Again, accuracy, who cares? All right, 1st and goal from the 3. 2:03 left to go here in the first. So Butt settles under center again. And handoff. And in is Gooden for the touchdown.
Number 8, Ty Gooden. Touchdown, Wildcats.
A 3-yard scamper by Gooden, and that caps off a 77-yard drive. 74-yard drive on the first possession for the Wildcats. Now a 77-yarder, both equal the same. 6 for the Wildcats. Edgar went for 2, their last score. See what they opt to do here this time as Carson... Looks like Butt ran off the field here this time. We'll see what they have in mind. It's 12-0 here as the 2-point conversion failed. No, it is... Butt is still on the field. Some of the mud here on the backs of some of these players are going to make the numbers a little bit more difficult as we go. But 2-point conversion here again is set up by Butt. And play action pass had Baumgartner open. Instead, throws to Baumgartner yet in the corner. And that ball is tipped away, incomplete.
The attempt is incomplete.
Take a look at that last touchdown here, and a nice run. Gooden with a stiff arm and able to sneak in inside the pylon. So it is Edgar 12, Stratford 0, 1:57 left in the first. And Wisconsin Rapids. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Wondering what...
All the way down to it looks like... Teeing up the ball for the Wildcats, number 74. That's Austin Miller.
I don't often get to eat popcorn.
For the Tigers.
I don't often get to eat popcorn during a game.
19, Chase Flint. And number 24, Cade Irkey.
But I think I just might today. So pardon my popcorn, but guy up here doing all the work for me is just not done that well. So kickoff here for the Wildcats as they're up 12-0. We take a look over at Loyal, Abbotsford, in Abbotsford. Greyhounds up over the Falcons, 6-0. That game in the first quarter. Again, Amherst trails Iola Scandinavia 7-3 as they close out the first quarter there. And we'll wait the results of our PA announcer here.
18, Chase Flint returning the ball.
Ball loose out on the field. See if the referee believes it is as well. No signal yet. Nope, and it will stay with Stratford. They were signaling, Edgar players were signaling ball, but he was down before the ball came out.
And Stratford's ball. The ball's on the 34-yard line where it'll be a first down for the Tigers.
All right, so we found out the ball is on the 35 and it's actually on the 33. So Tigers will be 1st and 10 from their own 33 to start their second possession here in the first quarter. Ericke with the carry out to the outside and tackled down after a gain of 2.
Number 24, Cade Irkey carrying the ball.
It's almost like a race. I got to beat him to it, right? Okay. Well, all right. So you're not first, you're last. Well, I'm last today then.
The ball's on the 36-yard line where it'll be a second down.
Okay. So good on that one. I agree with all that. Ball is on the 36. And it is second down. Again, thank you to our audience for joining in. Looks like there's quite a few of you out there. Appreciate you taking time to watch this game. And looked like we might have had a halfback option there, but instead Ericke was just picking his hole, and Ericke ball on the ground. Ericke lost the ball. It is a fumble. They're going to mark this back here just a bit, but not after a Cade Ericke run of 24 yards. And as we take a look at Milwaukee,
stop number 11, that's Carson Butt.
Brewers scoreless coming up to bat here in the bottom of the first.
On the 39-yard line where it is a first down for the Tigers.
Keep an eye on all those things.
I'm sorry, 41.
National League Championship Series begins in Milwaukee, has begun in Milwaukee. Brewers up to bat here in the bottom of the first. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 42-yard line. Ericke toss outside. Ericke patiently running again. He'll have about 8.
Number 24.
Looks like a gain.
Forced out of bounds by number 11, Carson Butt.
Gain of 8 on the play to bring up second and short for the Tigers.
It is a second down and 1. There is a timeout on the field, which means it's also the end of the quarter.
All right, end of the quarter here. Well, here we go. He'll tell us.
12, Stratford Tigers 0.
12-0. We'll be back after this.
Insurance agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today. Did property damage or loss?
Masonville Dairy, family owned and operated.
All right, Carl, you're right. Okay, the quarter is not over. We are going to be putting on 11 seconds. And we will have an additional down in the first quarter.
So it is still first quarter here in Stratford.
It's second down and 1.
Second and 1.
And a half.
All right. Timeout on the play used by the Wildcats, and 11 seconds now to go in the first. It'll be second and short for the Tigers upcoming. Schwabe. Handoff, and then a first down is gained. Eli Drexler on the carry, first down.
Carried by number 10, that's Eli Drexler. First down for the Tigers.
Gain of 6 on the play. They needed one. And
it's the end of the first quarter.
End of the first quarter here in Stratford. It's the Edgar Wildcats.
The Edgar Wildcats 12, the Stratford Tigers 0.
Bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com. Nasonville.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together.
All right, back here in Stratford as we are enjoying in between quarter festivities here, and we see our youth cheerleaders doing a very nice job down here. Nice job, girls. So we are
26-yard line where it's a first down for the Tigers.
Okay, I agree with that call as well. First and 10 from the 26. One in motion, handoff here to look like Matt Hendrick on the carry. And indeed it was. A gain of 8 on the play.
Number 8 on the carry, that's Matt Hendrick.
Bring up second and 2.
On the stop, number 20, Mason Strauss.
Second and
on the 17-yard line, second down.
Second and a long 2 upcoming for the Tigers. Schwabe under center. 3 behind him. Almost had the Wildcats on a false start, and instead the Wildcats are all over it in the backfield, led by big number 50, R.J. Knetter. Loss of 3 on the play.
Carrying the ball, number 10, Eli Drexler. On the stop, number 50 for the Wildcats, R.J. Knetter.
3rd and 5 upcoming from the 21 for the Tigers.
3rd and 5 from the 21.
2 for 3 on third downs today. See what the Tigers do here on their 4th third down opportunity. Schwabe calls for it once, calls for it again. Handoff up the middle to Erickey. Erickey slips and slides.
Erickey, number 24, carrying the ball.
Turns sideways. He's going to be just short of a first down. It's going to be 4th and 1 for the Tigers.
On the stop, number 21 for the Wildcats, that's Caleb Haferman. It's a first down for the Tigers. The ball on the 15-yard line, or just short of the 15-yard line.
Ball, or the down marker, flipped to 4, and then flip back to 1. So first down from the 15. Schwabe again, handoff. Erickey again, patient run by Cade Erickey down inside the 5.
Cade Erickey.
Very patient run.
Number 42, Carson Lemmer.
Patient runs, we've seen that here by Erickey.
It's a first down for the Tigers. The ball, I think, on the 4-yard line.
And Erickey just patient. We've seen that here the whole game, just staying patient, waiting for those blocks to develop, and then sprint through the hole, and he's done a nice job of that. Already over 50 yards rushing on the day is Erickey. First and goal from the 4. Schwabe again, pitches back. Drexler in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Tigers.
Eli Drexler on the touchdown.
Nice job there by Drexler. A little different style than Erickey that time. He got the ball, And he tucked his head down and ran straight forward to the corner of the end zone. And there is good reason to be happy here and good reason to bang the drum all day up here in Stratford right now, as the Tigers have the lead of the Wildcats, and they will opt to kick the extra point here instead of going for two. On for the extra point is Reed Curtis. Curtis steps into it and up and through.
The point after by number 62, Reed Curtis, is good. The score, the Stratford Tigers 7, the Edgar Wildcats 12.
There you go. Edgar 12, Stratford 7, and we'll be right back.
Involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW Stevens Point is home.
Both times failing.
Carson Buck, number 11.
Both times failing on that too. Both times failing. Going to settle in. Yard line taken there. Taken by Haferman. Haferman up to the 31.
Wildcats, Caleb Haferman returning the kickoff.
On there. A rushing touchdown by Gooden on the second. And wide open here again is number 18, Drew Gooden, and Gooden is gone!
Complete from Carson Butt to number 18, Drew Gooden. Touchdown, Wildcats.
68-yard touchdown, Butt to Gooden, and again, Carson Butt shredding this Tiger defense today. Unbelievable, really, if you think about it, as the Tiger defense is what has been carrying them during this 7-game winning streak. But today, defense flat-footed, especially in the defensive backfield. As we take a look again at the replay, we see Gooden running wide open. Not a guy within 15 yards of Gooden when he caught the ball, and easily glided to the end zone for the touchdown. It is 18-7, Edgar. He good.
He's cool.
And the 2-point conversion is good this time.
Number 21.
So Haferman converts the first 2-point conversion.
Is good for the 2-point conversion. They score at the 9:19 mark in the second quarter. Stratford 7, Edgar 20.
V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. All right, back here in Stratford, and it has been the Carson Butt Show for the Wildcats.
Number 19. That's Chase Flink, along with number 24, Cade Irke. Picking up the ball for the Wildcats, number 74, Austin Miller.
Back here in Stratford, it has been the Carson Butt Show for the Wildcats. 2 touchdowns and just directing this offense. And this offense gashing the Tiger defense here so far. We're at 9:19 to go here in the second. It's 20-7 Edgar. Edgar here will kick off to the Tigers. Again, Austin Miller will put boot to ball and get us going here as the ball there is collected at around the 4-yard line. Nice kick by Miller. And ball carrier here tossed down.
Returning the kickoff. On the stop for the Wildcats, number 50, That is R.J. Knetter. It's a first down for the Stratford Tigers. The ball's on the 26-yard line, where it's a first down for the Tigers.
So first down, Stratford here upcoming, and they will start from the 26-yard line. Tigers able to score on their last possession, but took the Wildcats only one play on their last, so Tiger offense back on the field right away. Ericke again picking holes. Ericke brought down by Mason Stout.
24, Cade Ericke brings the ball to the 40-yard line, where it's a first, actually 39-yard line, where it's a first down for the Tigers. On the stop, number 21, Caleb Hefferman. 21.
65 yards rushing on the day for Ericke. He gets the ball again, and he'll press up ahead for a gain of about 7 more.
Number 24, Cade Ericke carrying the ball.
Ericke really getting into a rhythm here.
Stop number 8 is Ty Gooden.
Unlike yours truly.
It's a second down. The ball's on the 44-yard line. 46-yard line, where it's a second down.
44, 46, 40. Pull a number out of a hat. I don't know. 2nd and 4 upcoming for the Tigers. That much we do know. Schwabe again under center. Got 2 back behind him to the left. Offset formation for the Tigers in the backfield. Carry comes to Ericke. Ericke bounces it outside. Ericke down the sideline about the 30.
24, pushed out of bounds by number 20. That's Caleb Hefferman. And number 11, Carson Buck.
It's a 25-yard.
First down for the Tigers.
20,
the ball's on the 30-yard line.
25-yard gain on the play for Ericke. The Tiger was down to the 30-yard line. Again, a nice, patient run by Ericke. I've been nothing but impressed with Cade Ericke here in this game. Of course, we've seen him a number of times, and it's always been a good running back. But today in particular, he is really finding his groove here, and you got to think, you just keep giving the ball to Ericke and keep him in his momentum, and they do. Ericke sidesteps one, comes back up the middle for about 1. Really the first time the Wildcat D-line's been able to stop Ericke.
Number 24 on the carry. Number 8, Ty Gooden. On the stop.
So 97 yards rushing here for Cade Ericke as we're at 7:20 left to go here in the second. Ericke certainly will cross the century mark here before the half. Well, just only question is how many more than 100 will he have? With the Tigers, his Tigers down 20-7. Hendrick on the carry. He'll get stopped after a great gain of about 3.
That's Matt Hendrick.
Bring up 3rd and 5 for the Tigers.
On the stop, number 8, Ty Gooden.
So 3rd and 6 on the scoreboard.
The ball's on the 36-yard line, 3rd down.
3rd and 5 from my eyes.
26-yard line.
From the 26-yard line, 6:39 and counting before halftime. Drexler in motion, comes behind. Gets the handoff and sprints up ahead, and he's going to be stopped short by about 2.5 yards. It'll be a 4th and 2 coming up for Stratford.
Number 10, Eli Drexler.
The Drexler came in.
Stop number 44, Bryden Baumgartner. And number 3, that would be Brock Hendrick. It's 4th down, and the ball's on the 23-yard line.
So it's 4th and 3 coming up. Stratford obviously keeps their offense on the field, down by 13 at the Edgar 23-yard line. Schwabe calls for it. Handoff. And it looks like Ericke will have enough as he spins through.
24 carrying the ball.
It was a 4th and 3, he got 5.
First down, Tigers.
So Over the century mark goes Ericke with 5:49 to go before halftime.
The stop on the play by number 18, Drew Gooden for the Wildcats. The ball's on the 18-yard line where it's first down Tigers.
So 5.5 and rolling, 1st and 10 from the 18. Schwabe got the Wildcats to jump. No flags, though, and Ericke spins and brought down.
Ericke, number 24, carrying the ball. On the stop, number 3, that's Brock Hendrick.
Gain of 4 on the play for Ericke.
The ball is now on the 14-yard line where it's second down.
Devin Denis into the game for the Tigers. Out comes
Second and about 6.
Derek Martin. 4:50 on the game clock. Schwabe looks up at it. Schwabe long snap count and flips back to Denis. And Denis is going to be stacked up, a gain of
number 34 carrying
a couple.
The ball for the Tigers.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Devin Denny. Number 11, Carson Butt on the stop.
3rd and short now upcoming for the Tigers from the 11.
The 11-yard line where it's a third down.
It'll be under 4 minutes to go before halftime by the time the Tigers take their next step. Again, down 20-7. Edgar defense looking to bend, not break here. Tigers looking to punch in and draw closer. And Ericke tripped up by his own guy.
Carrying the ball.
Ericke tripped over
It is a fourth down.
the feet of Drexler, and 4th down upcoming for the Tigers. Give him a gain of 1. And it's going to be 4th and just about 4 coming up here for the Tigers.
Down in about 4.
And we're going to have a timeout, Stratford, so we will take a timeout with them.
Tigers.
20-7, Edgar leads, 3:23 left before the half.
And I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chili, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement.
4th and 4 from the 11-yard line.
All right, 4th down, and the Tigers keep their offense on the field as they will look for touchdown points here rather than 3. We'll see if Coach Tubbs' gamble is worth it. And the handoff to Ericke. Ericke full head of steam to the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers!
Touchdown, Tigers!
As our PA system kept the music playing through that play. Uncouth to say the least. But it's a touchdown Tigers, and it is 20-13. Extra point attempt upcoming. It was an 11-yard touchdown run by Ericke. And Ericke is having himself a half here today. $118 yards rushing, 1 touchdown for Ericke. Extra point is up and through. It is 20-14 Edgar. We'll be back.
Field goal, point after attempt is good. The score, At the 319
Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chile, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota, powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement. Chili Implement. Your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Wondering what to feed your team? Back here in Stratford, as the Tigers finished off a 74-yard touchdown drive, capped off by an 11-yard touchdown run by Cade Ericke, as we see a squib kick with 3:17 to go before half.
10 for the Wildcats, that's Caden Higgins. For it'll be a first down for the Wildcats on the 33-yard line. First down, Wildcats.
Other Tigers in action here today. Marshfield over at Wausau West leads the Warriors 29-0, 8:42 left to go before half over in Wausau. Butt drops back to pass, steps up, and does unload, and that slippery turf on that far half of the field. I told you guys about that, and we see the evidence of that now.
Complete to the number 20, which would be Mason Strout. For a loss of about 4 yards, maybe 5.
Carson Butt now perfect on the day.
And 14.
4 for 4 passing, and 2 of those for touchdowns. Again, he's having himself a day back there, as are the rest of the Wildcats. But Tigers struck just a moment ago and brought this game to within 6 after all the Wildcat hoopla. And another big stop here by the Tiger defense as they stop Caleb Haferman.
On the stop, number 51 for the Tigers. That is Dylan Shaner.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you change that?
I can't.
No.
It's not logged into YouTube on this, so I'll have to change it at halftime.
So timeout here.
And I'll also be able to do scoreboard at halftime.
Timeout taken by Stratford with 2:21 to go here before half. And again, thank you all for joining us today. There is a large group out there, Rachel, a large group watching this game here live with us today. We appreciate everybody tuning in. And we've got Brett Schutte all the way down in Mississippi watching with us. Thanks, Brett, for joining us. We really appreciate the attendance here.
Was by the Stratford Tigers.
Stephanie and Giacomo, Nick, make sure I get everybody here. Looks like everybody. Thanks for joining. Make sure to tell your friends. You guys get to watch football all the way in Mississippi or anywhere warmer than it is here in Stratford today.
13 for the Wildcats.
Come on, defense!
Put our game clock up here as we edge ever so closer to halftime. Again, 20-14, Edgar leads. Edgar's got the ball, but they've got a big third down coming up here, a 3rd and 12. Handoff up the middle, and slipping and sliding and brought down. Stratford Tiger defense holds.
Ball carried by number 8 for the Wildcats, Ty Gooden.
Tigers call the timeout.
Stratford. On the stop, number 34, Devin Denny.
Tigers call the timeout here to stop the clock.
Down. Ball spotted on the 35-yard line.
And he just keeps it going there. 4th and 8 coming up, as our P announcer said. It's actually going to be 4th and 7. Rachel, you said if you're not first, you're last. What are you if you're not accurate?
Then you're wrong.
Then you're wrong. Okay, well, all right. So, 2:15 to go here in the game, just a shade under that. So 2:14 as you see on screen here. And again, other live games for you around the area, and you can catch all those games. Just click live sports over at ZaleskiSportsShow.com. Alec Haferman, thank you. And yeah, your Wildcats are winning for now. Punt upcoming though, Alec, for the Wildcats. We'll see what happens as the Tigers come out of this timeout. And again, though, we'll take a look here around the area as I'll leave my chat audience here momentarily and check in on these scores. Again, Loyal visiting Abbotsford in the Cloverwood Championship. And it is the Abbotsford Falcons leading the Loyal Greyhounds 21-6. That game just about right where we are here on the time clock.
Number 15, that's Oakley Ridge.
And Amherst hosting Iola Scandinavia. And it's Iola Scandinavia on top of Amherst, 19-3, 2:24 left in their game. So all three of the live games right about the same mark here, just about 2 minutes before halftime. I'm not sure if you're surprised by those results. Some people could be. And the punt here, a little bit of a shank, but it's a wet, cold ball out there, and it's going to be down at the 38-yard line.
Down on the 38-yard line.
It is, Rachel says.
It'll be a first down for the Tigers.
Rachel says it's like kicking a block of ice, and it's not a whole lot different than that. It's got a little bit more give, but it's cold. Players pregame while the sun was still out, remarking about how the ends of the ball were a little stiff. Well, now that whole ball going to be a little stiff, and it gets a little bit slippery as it starts to ice over. Schwabe back to pass. Didn't like his first read, instead scrambles out. He's got nobody to the right side. He's going to be down there. He had nobody to throw to on that right side. All the routes here were to the near side, and Edgar Wildcat defense all over that. It's a loss of 4 on the play.
A loss of 4.
So second and long upcoming for Schwabe and his Tigers.
34-yard line.
Everybody was covered up here on the near side. He had nowhere to go with it, and as he turned and scrambled to his right, he looked up and remembered, that's right, I don't have any routes out here. It was a flood route left. So second and 14 from the 34. Schwabe again drops back to pass, and he's going to be brought down. R.J. Knetter.
By number 50 for the Wildcats, that is R.J. Knetter. Timeout, Edgar.
R.J. Knetter trying to get himself in the highlight house here, I think.
Third down.
We'll see. Carson Butt also right there with him, and Kate Erickey in that group as well. But we've got a long game yet to play. We're 1:16 here before half as Trevor will reset our game clock for you on the screen. 1:16 to go before half, and it's third and long coming up for the Tigers. It's actually 3rd and 17 as the Wildcat defense holds after their offense was rushed off the field by the Tiger defense. Wildcat defense returning the favor here and attempting to give their offense the ball back with time yet to score. Wildcats with 2 timeouts. You would expect a run play here as Coach Tubbs in the huddle here talking to his offense. You would expect a run play coming up, and I think that's probably what Coach Tubbs is talking about here with his team. There's really not a whole lot else to say other than, hey guys, let's buckle down here. I mean, in high school football, there's a chance you could break a 17-yarder on the ground. But the Wildcat defense on the other side of the field, their coach was telling them the same thing.
31-yard line.
Coach Sins and the rest of the staff over there telling his Wildcat team the same thing, guys. We just need to get this offense off the field, give our guys a chance to score here, and get some momentum before half as the Tigers will receive after halftime. Schwabe under center, single back behind him, and it is a draw to Erickey. Erickey is going to be wrapped up by about 4 Wildcats. Timeout quickly called by Edgar, and that will leave them 1 and 1:09 before half to work their way down the field.
Number 55 for the Wildcats, Adam Hanneman.
So a nice job there by the Wildcat defense as they force the Tigers a loss of 7 yards on the drive. It's going to be a punt upcoming, and it's 4th and 17 from the 32-yard line. Impressive stop there by the Wildcats as they duel with the Tiger defense here in the late goings of this first half. Again, thanks everybody for joining us here today. We'll have highlights of this game and all of our other games, all of our other live games, including we'll have a highlight of that Marshfield-Wausau West game coming up later tonight. You will be able to find Marshfield-Wausau West highlights, believe it or not, on Zaleski Sports. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to put Amherst, Iola Scandinavia on Zaleski Sports Stevens Point. We will likely put Marshfield-Wausau West highlights on Zaleski Sports Wisconsin Rapids. And again, all highlights are first on Facebook. Punt underway here. Nice punt. Butt backs up all the way to his 32 line, takes it there, and as he looked up, he saw 4 Tigers in front of him.
Punt caught by number 11, Carson Butt. There is a flag on the play.
Late flag coming in from our line judge here on this near side, and that's usually something extra frisky when he throws that flag. I don't know what he might have seen out there, as the return was going completely the opposite way and about 20 yards to his left and all the way across the field. So usually that's something extracurricular going on here on this side of the field. We'll see here again what the call is.
Oh, they'll wave it off.
And then again, the highlights here, you'll see those first on Facebook over at Zaleski Sports Show. And Loyal Abbotsford highlights over at Zaleski Sports Neilsville. So we've got 4 highlights coming for you later tonight. Football action all across the area, and this penalty looks to be on the Wildcats as they begin marching this one back to the north end zone. And the Wildcats have to start a little further back than they would have liked. Haven't seen a signal yet as to what the call is, but
the flag against Edgar.
Personal foul, and it is against the Wildcats.
Edgar.
So again, when that flag is thrown from that far away on the opposite side of the field, you know it's something extracurricular, or at least it is 89 times out of 90.
The ball is on the 20-yard line, where it'll be a first down for the Wildcats.
Come on, defense, let's go!
So 58 seconds for Carson Butt and his Wildcats to work with. They'll start from their own 20-yard line.
Some pressure on it.
1 timeout at the disposal for the Wildcats. But the Wildcats have a quick strike offense, has been demonstrated right here before your very eyes. 3 in the defensive backfield for the Tigers. Run up the middle, and that'll gain just a few.
By number 11, Carson Butt.
Gain of 4 on the play for Butt on the quarterback keep. And Edgar now, after that personal foul, is
Justin Shaner, number 23, on the tackle.
Resign themselves to running out the clock here and staying safe and safely take the lead into halftime if it holds 20-14. We'll see though what they do as Butt going to be wrapped up, and body slam down is Carson Butt. And he is body slammed down by Ben Barton. And that will end the half here in Stratford as the Edgar Wildcats will go to the halftime lockers up 20-14. Second half action coming up.
And that is the end of the second quarter. The halftime score.
Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, nasonvilledairy.com.
All right, back here at Stratford Stadium in Stratford, Wisconsin. Again, we are Merriwood Conference de facto championship game here as undefeated in conference. Stratford Tigers host undefeated overall Edgar Wildcats. It was a fun first half of football to watch, 20-14. Edgar over Stratford, and it came largely on the arm of Edgar Wildcat quarterback Carson Butt. Butt perfect passing today, 5 for 5, 2 touchdowns. First touchdown, a 43-yarder going to Caleb Haferman, and then again found Drew Gooden running wide open in the second quarter on a big 69-yard touchdown strike to Gooden. In between that, it was a touchdown run, and the touchdown run, it was a 3-yard scamper by Brock Handrick, and Edgar going for two-point conversion every time, missed 2 of them, got 1, and that math checks out, 20. Edgar, on the other hand, and it's been Cade Erickey carrying the load here for the Wildcats, doing a nice job, is Cade Erickey. He is 118 yards rushing on a bushel full of carries, doing all the heavy lifting here for the Tigers. He had a touchdown, and Eli Drexler chipped in with another one, and both extra points good for the Tigers. And again, that's where we stand here. Edgar 20, Stratford 14.
Will be receiving the second half kickoff.
Stratford won the coin toss.
For the Edgar Wildcats, number 74, Austin Miller.
Stratford won the coin toss, deferred, and so they defer to the second half and choose to receive here in the second half. No surprise there. As
number 19, Chase Flink, and 24, Cade Erkey, back for the Stratford Tigers.
Down 6 here to start matters in the second half. 24 minutes of on-the-field football left for you here today in this Merriwood Conference Championship game. The ball is going to hit down around the 16-yard line, scooped up by Chase Flink. Flink waiting for Erickey to throw a block, didn't follow him all the way, and instead turned it back upfield, and he's going to be stopped short of the 20.
Chase Flink returning the kickoff.
So the Tigers going to start the ball inside the 20 at around the 18-yard line.
On the stop, number 18, Drew Gooden for the Wildcats. The ball's on the 17-yard line, where it'll be a first down for the Stratford Tigers.
So the Tigers will set up shop here. They'll send Vaughn Bright out wide here to the near side. In the slot is Eli Drexler. Erickey, along with number 4, Derek Martin. And the snap, we're underway here in the half, and Drexler, little pass, and on the ball. It looked like R.J. Knetter of the Wildcats is on the ball, and it is Wildcat football.
Complete to number 10, Drexler.
Drexler had the ball for about 2 steps before he was hit. Hit from behind.
20-yard line.
He was hit from behind as the arm came in, and then R.J. Knetter called his name a few times in the first half, and the Wildcats
on the 20-yard line.
Wildcats now will start in plus territory for the first time tonight, and they've had no trouble scoring starting on their own end. Set up nicely here to begin things with just 17 seconds ticked off the clock here in the second half. 4 receivers on for the Wildcats, Butt in the pistol, Gooden behind him. Butt calls for it, drops back, looks left then right. Instead, he's going to run up the middle here, and we're going to have a hold on the Wildcats.
Number 11, Carson Butt running the ball.
So this play will not exist, and it's going to be 1st and 20 for Edgar. Take a look here. The Brewers take the lead over the Los Angeles Dodgers, 2-1, end of the 3rd inning. We got sports happening all over the place. Game 1 of the NLCS, and the Brewers.
Preliminary call is holding against the Wildcats.
Brewers out in front of the Dodgers, and If you heard my comments about playoff baseball, game one in a series is just crucial to win that first game. Hold serve in your home stadium.
A first down from the 33-yard line.
Especially crucial in a 5-game set, which the Brewers swept the Colorado Rockies. In a 7-game set, a little bit more leniency on the loss, but still, you want to win that first game. Brewers off to a nice start so far. So 1st and 20, Butt drops back to pass. Pass out in the flat, and number 3, Brock Handrick, and brought down right away.
Number 4, Derek Martin. The ball caught by number 3, Brock Hendrick for the Wildcats. This brings up a second down. No gain on the play.
Butt stays perfect on the evening here so far. He's 6 for 6. 6 for 6 passing, but that one went for no gain. It's 2nd and 20 from the 33. So out wide to the near side is Kyle Brewster, the only wide receiver in the formation. You see him on the bottom left side of your screen. But play action pass, it is swarmed under Tiger defense.
Brought down by number 51 for the Tigers. That is Dylan Shaner.
Nice job there by Dylan Shaner and the rest of the Tiger defensive line coming through and pushing the Wildcats out of field goal range. Again, they started this drive on the 20 after a fumble recovery.
Benjamin Barton, number 52. The ball is on the 40-yard line where it's a 3rd down.
So a loss of 10, and it is 3rd and 30 coming up for the Wildcats. Impressive stand here by the Tiger defense, and they had to have it as the Wildcats had the ball on the 20 and threatening. And we had 2 in motion. It's going to be another penalty here for the Wildcats. It'll be 3rd and 35 upcoming. Illegal shift for the Wildcats as they had 2 guys moving, and that is exactly what the call is. 3rd and 35 upcoming.
It's a 4th down.
So the Tigers actually declined that penalty, and good thinking there is so by Coach Tubbs. That's going to bring up again. So it's a 4th and 30. Punt upcoming for the Wildcats. Penalty correctly declined there by the Stratford coaching staff. That's what you call in the business as a no-brainer. So punt here and return set up for the Tigers, and that punt is going to roll out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. So Stratford will take over from there when we come back. 8:42 left in the 3rd.
After work, the game, or this weekend, Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield.
All right, so Tigers start their second drive here of the second half. First one lasted a play. This one's going to last probably a little more than that. Nice run here by Erke, and he's got a gain of 9 on the first down run.
Carrying the ball, number 24, Cade Erke. On the stop, number 18, that's Drew Golden. Second down on the 21.5-yard line.
So 2nd and short upcoming here for the Tigers. 8 minutes to go in the 3rd. Nice first down run by Erke. He's been on all game. See if they give it to him here again on 2nd down. And indeed they do. He's going to rumble ahead for the first down. Nice run again by Erke. Gain of 4 on the play.
Number 24, Cade Erke on the carry.
It's going to give him a gain of about
On the stop, number 50 for the Wildcats, that's R.J. Knetter. First down, Tigers, the ball on the 28-yard line.
Gain of 7 on the play. Nice forward momentum there by Cade Ericke as he kept his shoulders out in front of his feet there as he powered ahead for a 7-yard gain. It's 1st and 10. Schwabe, handoff again, Ericke, and he's going to be stacked up this time. Caleb Haferman in on the stop. Nice job there by Haferman.
Number 8, which is Ty Gooden, and number 44, that would be Braden Bungarden.
Not even close. It was Caleb Haferman on the stop, and Caleb Haferman on the stop alone.
On the 25-yard line.
It's a loss of 4 on the play. So 2nd and 14 upcoming here for the Tigers as they receivers split out just outside of the tackles, and quick handoff to Ericke. He's going to get 5 yards back there.
By number 21, that's Caleb Haferman.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Tigers. 3rd and about 7.5.
Ball on the 30-yard line where it's a 3rd down. 3rd and about 8.
So 3rd and long upcoming for the Tigers. 6:20 left in the 3rd quarter. The score remains Edgar 20, Stratford 14. That's where we left the score at halftime. Both teams had the ball once. Stratford now with their 2nd possession. Another handoff up the middle to Ericke, and Ericke plowing ahead, taking Wildcats with him.
First down, Tigers.
9-yard gain by Cade Ericke. Brings the Stratford Tiger fans to their feet here, a smattering of them anyway. If
on the stop, number 18, that is Drew Gooden.
If the cold weather is enough to let their ligaments get up and stand. Has no clouds in the sky. Any heat that was around has dissipated. So I wear my Milwaukee Tool heated jacket. Again, Hiller's True Value Hardware in Marshfield, your Milwaukee Tool headquarters. That's where I got my jacket from. You can get one there too.
Number 4 on the stop, number 20 for the Wildcats, Mason Strout.
As I took a look for my charging cable after a long winter's break, charging cable nowhere to be found.
The ball is on the 42-yard line.
So we got
2nd down.
2nd and 8 now from the 42. Tigers on the legs of Cade Ericke. Schwabe's going to keep this one. Pressed inside by Haferman and eventually brought down.
Number 2, Max Schwabe.
Haferman did a nice job to keep the edge there.
And down on the play by number 18, and that is Drew Gooden.
As Haferman forced him inside.
3rd down and 8.
Matt Hoyt able to collect the loose change and bring down Schwabe. It's no gain on the play. 3rd and 8 upcoming for the Tigers. Again, thank you all for tuning in with us tonight for our 3 broadcast. Viewers in the thousands tonight, and, well, Championship Friday. That is to be expected. Schwabe play action pass. Looking for Bright down the sideline. The ball tipped and never got to Bright. Tipped over his head.
Schwabe to number 7. That would be Von Bright. Incomplete. Defending on the play, number 3, Brock Hendrick. Number 21, that is Caleb Haferman, and number 11, Carson Buck. It brings up a 4th down. The ball is on the 42-yard line. Deep is Carson Buck, 11.
I think he might be done now. Okay, so that was actually Schwabe's first incomplete pass of the day. Schwabe 4. Nope, I'm wrong on that.
Oh, nice.
Punt here goes to Carson Butt, picked up at the 20-yard line. Butt up to the 34. Nice return by Carson Butt.
There's a flag on the play right around the 40-yard line. Illegal procedure against the Tigers. the prelim.
So the Tigers misaligned on the punt, and I doubt the Wildcats are going to choose to have him repunt there. They're set up nicely, so instead they're going to push him ahead 5 yards from where he was tackled down, and the Wildcats will take over from their own 39.
Against the Tigers, we'll put the ball on the 39-yard line, where it'll be a first down for the Wildcats.
So 3:57 left to go here in the third quarter. Edgar continues to lead. No score in the third quarter. 20-14, Wildcat advantage. Run up the middle, and it's a gain of 7 on the play by Haferman.
Caleb Haferman on the stop, number 15, Oakley Wrench. Ball spotted on the 46-yard line, where it is a 2nd and 4.
Rachel checking in here on our YouTube chat line. Cheryl Cayuth says, watching from Florida, 82 degrees. Nice job, Cheryl. Way to check in and let us know how life is like in Florida tonight. Appreciate that. 2nd and 4, 3:15 to go here in the third. Handoff up the middle to Gooden, and he's going to have a first down after a gain of 6.
On defense!
Luis Hernandez checking in from Mexico City.
On the stop.
Hey, Luis, how's it going?
I think Trevor Denny, number 66.
Get.
That's a first down for the Wildcats. The ball spotted on the 48-yard line.
William Grundhoven from Hayward. And Giacomo over in Italy. And Stephanie Sins over in Black Earth. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight's broadcast. Been a lot of fun so far. We're going to have some more fun before this one's done. Haferman is stacked up and a gain of about 2. As Edgar goes to the ground game now in the third quarter.
23, Justin Shaner. Second down and 8 from the 46-yard line.
2:20 to go here before we close out things in the third quarter. It's 2nd and 8 from the Stratford 46. Wildcats driving here as they started this drive back on the 37-yard line. So they're across midfield for the first time in the second half. Keep by Butt around the outside. Butt's going to have a first down and a couple more.
Butt, number 11, carrying the ball.
10-yard gain for Carson Butt. And we got Emmanuel Papsvahala
forced out of bounds
at Castle Bar and Grill. Sounds like a nice place to go to right now, doesn't it? Yeah.
Probably really warm.
By 13, Lance Heidemann.
Got Harv watching over in Wapaka. And Harv, just a quick update, we've also got Amherst Iola Scandinavia.
For the Wildcats.
You can check in on that game as well, and Loyal Abbotsford. So 3 games all available to you tonight. ZaleskiSportsShow.com. Carson Butt, unsure what to do, and he is hammered by Jacob Mickelson. Butt on the option and just couldn't decide to keep or to give, and gets hammered from behind. And we've got one coming off the field here a little slow. Derek Martin coming off the field a little bit slow, and they're going to give him some extra time to walk off the field under his own power, but he's a little bit dinged up coming off the field.
Okay, the ball spotted on the 42-yard line, 2nd down. And about 16.
So 2nd and long here, 2nd and 16.
That's it.
And the handoff up the middle, tackled by a group of Tigers. Gain of a couple is going to bring up third and about 13.
Number 21, Caleb Haferman. On the stop, number 51 for the Tigers, Dylan Shaner. They're down in about 13.
So third and 13 now from the 39-yard line. Could be a four-down type of situation here, unless the first down is accomplished here. And Haferman, nice gain, not enough for the first down though. We'll see what Coach Sins does with his Wildcats.
That is Justin Shaner.
And we're going to find out after the start of the fourth quarter as we've reached the end of the third. It's Edgar 20, Stratford 14.
The Stratford Tigers 14.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together. Partners.
UW Stevens Point is home.
It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
H Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. All right, back here in Stratford, big fourth down upcoming here, Edgar Wildcats, and it looks like we're going to have a punt here, and we should have had a false start there by the Wildcats. That wasn't called. Instead, the ball is going to go down at the 1 foot line. What a punt there. Nice job by Mason Stout. Gets the ball to gently fall down and settle down right. Good gravy. Fall and come to a stop at about the 1 foot line. And the Tigers will start there. They're going to need 99 yards to tie this game. It's just the start of the fourth quarter, so plenty of time, but a lot of yards between them and the end zone. Over in Abbotsford, it's the Abbotsford Falcons leading the Loyal Greyhounds 28-14. 6 minutes left in the third quarter over there. Trust your shot, Rachel. So we're going to have Schwabe here, turn and give, and he's going to be stacked up right away. Number 52, Ethan Heil. On the stop, no gain on the run by Ericke.
By number 24, that would be Kate Ericke. On the stop, number 52, that would be Ethan Heil.
So 2nd and 10 now upcoming. And got an update here coming with the Brewers. We'll save that here after this play. And again, nice run here to the outside by Ericke. Ericke breaking tackles. Here.
Down for the Tigers.
And there it is. Milwaukee Brewers 4, Los Angeles Dodgers 1.
The Wildcats, Drew Booten. First down, Tigers on the 14-yard line, 14.
Santana with the RBI. So Milwaukee 4, Los Angeles 1, bottom of the fourth over at Miller Park. Game 1 NLCS there. Game 1 of the 2018 Edgar Stratford rivalry here. Prior run there by Ericke was a gain of 12.
Number 3, That is Brock Hendrick.
Quick flag here on the run. We'll see what that's all about, as we may have had a procedure penalty.
Ball carrier number 10, Eli Drexler.
And they're going to mark off against the Wildcats. So that
the penalty is a face mask. Moves the ball out to the 26-yard line where it is a first down Tigers.
So 1st and 10, Stratford after the personal foul from the 25-yard line. So they've dug out of their hole, backed up against the Wildcat end zone. Now on the, or against the hole out of their own end zone. You know what I mean. So 4-yard gain on the play.
Ball carried by number 24, Cade Yerke. Ball is placed on the 31-yard line where it'll be a second down.
156 on the day for Cade Yerke, as we're at 9:55 to go in the game. Stratford trails by 6. Give to Yerke again around the outside. Sprint to the outside and runs into Carson Butt.
Cade Yerke carrying the ball, pushed out of bounds by number 11. That's Carson Butt.
Gain of 6 on the play.
First down, Tigers. Ball spotted on the 37-yard line. First down, Tigers.
Gain of 6, enough for a first down for the Tigers. So Tigers on the move here, a little momentum, and again, all essentially on the legs of Cade Yerke here today. Oh. 22 carries for Yerke. Now 23 carries on the day.
Number 24 carrying the ball, Cade Yerke. On the stop, number 3, that's Brock Hendrick.
Gain of 3 for Yerke, brings up 2nd and 7 for Stratford.
Also in on the play, number 8, Ty Gooden.
Give here to Denis, just entered the game, and he's going to have about 1 on the carry. He's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 upcoming for the Tigers.
Carrying the ball that time, number 34, that's Devin Denny. It brings up a 3rd down, the ball on the 42-yard line. 3rd and about 6.
4 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter over in Abbotsford, and the Greyhounds score. It's now 28-20 Abbotsford, and they will head to the 4th quarter here momentarily. In Marshfield, it's the Tigers rolling over Wausau West 29-6. That game just into the 4th quarter now. And a big run again by Cade Yerke. First down, Tigers.
Cade Yerke on the stop, number 62 for the Wildcats. That is Matthew Hoyt. First down, Tigers, ball on the 48-yard line.
.171 now, and we're counting down Yerke to 200 here today, and I didn't know that would be able to happen here, but Cade Yerke is just doing things out here. And again with Yerke on the loose, a gain of 8 this time for Cade.
Cade Yerke on the stop, 11, Carson Butt, and number 3, Brock Hendrick.
Just the way the Wildcat defense came out, especially in the first quarter, and that defensive line.
43-yard line. Second down.
Defensive line able to.
In about 2.
My goodness. Defensive line able to knife through the Stratford Tiger offensive line early and often in the first quarter. I wouldn't have been able to tell you that I thought Yerke could work his way towards 200 yards, but that's exactly what has happened here. As the Tiger offensive line now is starting to really take over this game. We'll see if they can take over enough to take the lead. Yerke, a little bit of a mix-up there in the backfield.
34 carrying the ball. That is Denny.
That was Denny on the carry. Actually, Schwabe went the wrong, or somebody went the wrong way, but Schwabe was the only one coming near side. All the rest of the flow was going far side. So Schwabe...
On the stop, number 62, that's Matthew Hoyt.
Schwabe likely pivoted the wrong way there on his drop, and it's going to be 3rd and 3 upcoming for the Tigers. Big play here in this game. If there's not been a few already, this is one. 3rd and 3 from the 44-yard line. Keep by Schwabe, pushes ahead, and the lunges ahead, and he's going to have a first down for the Tigers as the near side line judge correctly marked him up at the 41-yard line. It's going to be a first down, Stratford. Coach Sins on the other half there is got his arms raised and wondering what in the heck happened there. You marked him short. And the far side official did mark him short, but he wasn't able to see all the way through.
On the 41-yard line.
The ball was correctly spotted, and it was spotted for a Tiger first down. Nice job there by Schwabe to find his way through there as he lunged and dove, hovered really above the ground for a couple yards. Nice job there by Schwabe. So 1st and 10, handoff goes to Erickey. Erickey's got the corner if he can beat one, and does. And then Butt brings him down.
Erickey on the carry, right on the play. Pushed out of bounds by number 11, Carson Butt.
Not sure what the flag is here as the collision happened inbounds, and they may be taking a look at this to see if that flag was thrown incorrectly, because that the collision happened inbounds as Erickey and Butt met coming around the corner. For the time being, it's a 4-yard gain for Erickey, and the 3 officials here are going to talk about it. We'll see if we can find a replay to show you, but I think they may wave this one off. Nope, it's going to be a personal foul.
Targeting call against Edgar.
So they're saying helmet to helmet was the hit there, and we'll take a look here and watch to the bottom of the screen here as you see Carson Butt, number 11, coming in there. Yeah, I don't know about that one, but that was the call that was made.
The 15-yard penalty places the ball on the 33-yard line.
Depending on what happens here, we'll likely include that into our highlight package tonight. We'll slow it down for you. You can take a look. Edgar fans probably aren't going to be pleased with what they see there. 1st and 10 from the 23. Tigers started this drive way back on their 1-yard line. And the handoff here up the middle is going to go for a couple.
Ball carried by number 24, Kate Erskine. On the stop, number 52. That is Matthew Hoyt from the Edgar Wildcats.
Next carry of the day is going to be the 30th.
On the 21-yard line where it's a second down.
Next carry of the day is going to be the 30th for Erickey as he closes in on 200 yards rushing here this evening. 5.5 minutes to go, and carry number 30 is here. Erickey steps back in.
Number 24 carrying the ball. That's Erickey. On the stop, number 55. That is Adam Hanneman.
Gain of 1 on the play.
That is Brock Hendrick.
Gain of 1 on the play is going to bring up
the ball now on the 19-yard line where it's 3rd down. 3rd and about 6.
There you go. 3rd and 6. He finally got the words out for me. 3rd and 6. 5 minutes to go here as we take a look at our clock here on the screen. Tigers down by 6. Driving, though, they're inside the Wildcat 30. Erickey met there right away.
24, Kate Erickey. On the bottom of the pile is number 3,
Corbin.
Brock Hendrick. Which will bring up a 4th down.
Just when you thought you had a big play,
timeout on the field.
There's going to be a real big play coming up here. It's going to be 4th and 4 right after this. Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler. All right, back here in Stratford. Again, we've got a big play coming up here. Before I tell you a little bit more about that, I'll tell you that the Columbus Catholic Dons finished up their soccer regular season today with a 7-1 win over the Pacelli Cardinals. Dons likely destined for a number 2 seed in the upcoming 2018 WIAA soccer playoffs. We'll know that Sunday evening, and you'll know it too just by looking at Zaleski Sports Show on Facebook. We'll list out all the local area soccer teams and where they'll be seated. You can find those out. Again, that's Zaleski Sports Show on Facebook. 4:35 left to go in this one. Stratford down by 6, driving though, and it's a 4th and 4 upcoming for the Tigers. Yep. And Stephanie Sins, we hear you. We see you on the chat. We hear you.
The ball is on the 17-yard line.
Again, we will show you a highlight tonight, and we will include that penalty call on the highlight, and we'll take another look at it for you. And but that undetermined right now, but this right here is going to determine what's going to happen here in this drive, and it's
Edgar.
And you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer because Edgar has just taken a timeout. Again, 4th and 4 coming up when we come back.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
All right, so again, 4th and 4 upcoming, and this will be the play of the game to this point as Stratford down by 6. Started this drive way back inside their 1. They were backed up against their own goal line and able to get all the way down here to the 17-yard line. 15 yards of that on a helmet-to-helmet call that was made here on the Stratford sideline just a few plays ago as Carson Butt tangled with Cade Erke. So Cade Erke needs a few more yards for 200. See if he's the one that gets the ball here. It's 4th and 4, almost 4th and 5. Schwabe under center. Takes the ball, hands off to Erke. Erke up the middle, pushing his way forward. Cade Erke driving his legs. Cade Erke headed to the end zone. What a run by Cade Erke! What a run! What an effort! As he has done all game long, he has carried these Tigers on the back of number 24, Cade Erke. 14-yard run on 4th and 4 for Erke, and it brings up a 1st and goal from the 3. Tigers threatening here with just about 4 minutes to go in the game. 4:10 and counting. Schwabe again has Erke in for the touchdown. Well, you knew the ball was going to him. There was no doubt about it, as he has had momentum for the entirety of this game, has Cade Erke. And just like that, Cade Erke with the 3-yard touchdown run. As we take a look at this big 14-yarder here just a bit ago to set him up in that spot, Cade Erke has landed exactly on 200 yards rushing for the game.
After the extra point shot touchdown.
33 carries, 200 yards, and the game will remain tied as that field goal did not make it through. So we will be back. It is 20-all here in Stratford. 4:05 left to go. We'll be back. Located just north of Highway 10 in Chile is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota Powerful, Precise, Proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement. Chili Implement. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Wondering what to... So back here in Stratford as the Tigers just capped off a 99-yard drive with a 3-yard touchdown boom by Cade Erke, and all those yards on the ground with the exception of that 15-yard penalty. Everything else gained on the ground by the Tigers. An impressive drive, to say the least. This one here taken at the 13-yard line. Spinning out is Haferman, and he's going to spin down to about the 23-yard line. Update here from Miller Park. You see it on the bottom right of your screen. It's the Brewers 5, Dodgers 1, top of the 5th. Brewers game 1 of the NLCS, and doing Brewer things tonight. Again, they are the hottest team in the league.
21 for the Tigers, Colton Schillinger.
Brewers.
A first down for the Edgar Wildcats, the ball on the 24-yard line.
Brewers have not lost a baseball game in 3 weeks. They are by far the hottest team in Major League Baseball right now. But we've got lots of action right here in front of us with 3:59 to go here in the quarter, and a pass put out by Butt is going to be hauled in, I believe. Yes, catch made by Brock Hendrick.
Hendrick is complete.
So,
the ball on the 31-yard line.
Butt stays perfect on the day, 7 for 7. Just about 3.5 minutes here. Yep, time looks good there, Trevor, so we'll keep that time up on your screen as we head towards the end of regulation here. We're all tied up at 20. Edgar with the ball at the Stratford 30. Butt back to pass. And his first incompletion of the day is there. Pressure was put on in the backfield. And as soon as he turns, I believe that was Ben Barton, but as soon as he turns, I'll let you know for sure.
Come on, defense, right here!
Pressure on the play by
Shaner.
number 51.
Yep, that was Shaner on that pressure.
The ball is placed on the 31-yard line, third down in about 4.
I wouldn't necessarily say the ball was placed on the 31. The ball remains at the 31 after the incomplete pass. It's 3rd and 3, just about 3rd and 4 upcoming. A lot of noise being made here on the Stratford side of things as they implore their defense to chase the Wildcat offense off the field. The handoff up the middle, spins and forward for the first down. Nice piece of running there by Caleb Haferman.
That would be Caleb Haferman. Lance Heidemann on the tackle. First down for the Wildcats. The ball is on the 36-yard line.
So the clock winds here at coming right up at 3 minutes right now.
3 minutes remain.
Thank you. It's like he was reading our mind here. We'll get our on-screen clock here updated here momentarily. It's going to be under 2:50 by the time Edgar able to snap the ball there. That looks good, Trevor. So Carson Butt here gets his offensive line set, drops back to pass. Got a couple options here if he uncorks one, and he does here to Hendrick.
Complete from Butt to number 3, Hendrick.
Guys are getting too close.
First down for the Wildcats.
So nice play there. Carson Butt stayed alive. He had a couple options. He had 2 running open.
On the tackle, number 12, Chandler Schmidt.
Hendrick a little more.
Down, Wildcats on the 49-yard line.
Yeah, all right. Hendrick, nice job there of getting open. And looming here for the Edgar Wildcats, or maybe looming for the Tigers, is Edgar Wildcat Austin Miller, place kicker for the Wildcats. Again, he was easily making 40-yard field goals here in pregame warm-ups, but here a little unsure of the call. Checks with the bench. Now he's got it. Puts his offensive line down. Play clock was about to expire. Instead, the handoff pitch goes to Brewster. Brewster around the outside, headed towards the sideline, and he is brought down there. So the clock will stop. Clock stops as Brewster heads out of bounds. And it's going to be second and short upcoming for the Wildcats. Second and about 4, maybe 3.
Second down with about 2.5 to go. The ball placed on the 40.
Come on, guys!
Second and a solid 3 here for the Wildcats. 1:55 left. Probably about 18 yards away from where I was able to see Miller connect with relative ease in the pregame. Big run up ahead and a first down for the Wildcats. That'll stop the clock at 1:50.
Ball carried, I think, by number 21.
Ball was carried.
Caleb Haferman.
Ball was carried by Brock Handrick. Simon Brame off for the Wildcats. So 1st and 10 from the 39. We're 1:37 now and counting. Trevor will get us updated after they spot the ball here after a first down. They do wind the clock. Edgar not in any particular hurry here as they kind of control the game from this point forward. Whether it's an attempt to win the game or overtime, Edgar is essentially in charge of what happens there. And a gain of a few on the ground to bring up 2nd and 8 for Edgar.
On the stop, number 66, Trevor Denny. Second down and 9. Ball placed on the 43-yard line. 38-yard line.
All right, so clock still running here in Stratford. Edgar still figuring out who is going to be in the formation. I think they got it figured out now as a late entry. Braden Baumgartner in on the play. But back to pass, got a pocket. Got one flying deep here down the field and broken up nicely by number 13, Lance Heidemann.
28.
Pass intended for Mason Stout on the play and broken up. So 3rd and 9 now.
The pass was intended for number 20, Mason Stout.
Tense moments ahead here at Stratford Stadium.
Bring up a 3rd down. The ball still on the 38-yard line.
2 more coming like that.
36 seconds remain.
So Edgar essentially about 10 yards, maybe 12 yards out of field goal range here. Certainly get the ball up to the 30. They may let Miller take a swing at one. They're about 8 yards away from that right now. 3rd and 8, 36 seconds left here in the game. And we're going to have a timeout Stratford upcoming. So 36 seconds to go. We're all tied up. We'll be back. Team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and
Property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today. To property damage.
All right, back here in Stratford, and we see here a lot of people back at home on the edge of their seats. A lot of people on the edge of their seats here.
Ball placed on the 38-yard line. 36 seconds remain.
You would think Edgar here has got 2 chances here to win, 2 chances here to get the first down. 3rd and 9 here from the 38, 36 seconds. Edgar with 2 timeouts. But back to pass, and Haferman wasn't able to corral it.
1 more time!
Intended for number 21, Caleb Haferman. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Swing pass set up there to the flat to Haferman. He might have been able to scratch out a couple yards. The defense was waiting behind him there. I think he would have been met for a gain of about 2, but as it is, a gain of none, and the ball was not able to be caught. So,
4th down, 9 yards to go.
Thank you. 4th and 9 is here and upon us with 31 seconds to go in the game, and you would expect another Wildcat pass here. Stratford, if they were to get the ball back, they've got one timeout at their disposal. If they get the ball back here in regulation, they would need a defensive stop here to have that happen. But under center, drops back to pass, rush coming here, pass is thrown and caught. Brock Hendrick on the reception inside the 30. Jason Tubbs, Coach Tubbs is going wild on the sideline here. Not sure who he was upset with.
On the 27-yard line.
Not sure who he was upset with. We'll keep it here as Edgar takes a timeout.
Edgar.
With 24 seconds to go, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 27. That's a 44-yard field goal attempt from there. Again, what I saw in pregame warm-ups, I think it's about 4 yards short of where Miller was warming up in the pregame. And you often wonder, what are those weirdos on the broadcast doing down on the field pregame? Well, these are the things that we're doing down there, is we're paying attention to those kind of things. And Austin Miller, listen, we've seen the Wildcats play a few times. I've seen him twice in person, and Miller is one heck of a kicker here in high school football, and especially if you think of Division VII football in Wisconsin. I haven't seen one better than Austin Miller. So Miller may have a chance here, you would think, with 24 seconds left. Edgar with just the one timeout. They're going to be looking for yards here, and then they're going to be looking to stop the clock. And again, as I said a few minutes ago, they really own the game because they own regulation anyway, because they're able to dictate when the clock stops here before the end of regulation.
On the 27-yard line, 1st down for the Wildcats. There are 24 seconds left in the game.
So Edgar truly in the Wildcat seat. All right, that was a kind of a corny joke. They're in the catbird seat, and with the timeout and the ball. So we'll see what they do here. They're on the near hash. And Butt drops back to pass. He's got pressure in front of him. He's going to run. Shaner stares him down, throws the ball all the way across the field, and it is caught again by Brock Hendrick. What a connection from Butt to Hendrick.
Number 3, Brock Hendrick.
Unbelievable play there as Carson Butt rolled out of the pressure brought on by Shaner. And a big pass. It's a 13-yard connection, and they're inside the 15, and Edgar will stop the clock here one last time in regulation. It's a 31-yard field goal try from there. Should they choose to kick right now, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on number 74. And it's tough to see all the players down there, but 74 is in the huddle right now. 74 is Austin Miller. Miller being patted on the back. He's being affirmed, and I think we're going to see Austin Miller come out for a game winner right now. As we take a look at this last play here, as we see Butt again roll out here to his weak side, turn and square up and throw, and what a catch. We'll have to slow that one down when we do highlights tonight. But it looked like a nice catch there made by Brock Hendrick. But again, more importantly now, Austin Miller on the field. Austin Miller is going to attempt a 31-yard field goal to win the game here in Stratford.
Okay, 12 seconds remain. The ball on the 14-yard line. 1st down for the Wildcats.
Zoom out, Rachel. I want the whole field goal post and the kick all at once here. Thank you. Yep, now just pan right. Pan right. No, yep, okay. Zoom out a little bit more. All right, so Miller is going to be iced here, but I'll tell you, I don't know that there's a whole lot of icing needed because it's cold already. And pardon our communication here in the broadcast area as we get our shot set up so all of you can see that what's going on at home. But Stratford just called their last timeout. Nobody with timeouts left, Brett, so no timeouts left here in this game. And this will be likely the final regular, well, not likely. This will be the final Edgar Wildcat play of regulation. There could be a Stratford play with a miss. There sure would be a Stratford offensive play. And with the make, depending on time ticked off on the field goal and then time on the kick return, 12 seconds may not be completely spent up. So Stratford could get one more offensive play here. More than likely, though, this is the last Edgar play of regulation, and it's going to be an Austin Miller 31-yard field goal on a slippery Stratford Tiger field. This field is muddy, it's chopped up, it's chunked up, and nope, zoom it back in now, Rachel. They've taken Miller off the field here, so we're going to bring you back in the game. After that Stratford timeout, they took Miller off the field, and maybe because of those reasons, they may not have liked exactly where they were, but they're not going to be able to change the hash. So instead, Butt's going to drop back to pass, and he's going to throw to the end zone. He takes the throw to the end zone, and a wide open Mason Stout, and the Edgar sideline going crazy here in Stratford, as Carson Butt has just connected with Mason Stout for a 14-yard touchdown, and the Stratford fans are getting up and filing out of the stadium. Wow, what a play by Carson Butt, what a call by the Edgar bench, and wow. They took Miller off the field, and they said they were going to throw one last time. They'll take one more shot at it, and that shot connected on a bullseye from Carson Butt to Mason Stout, and we'll see it here again as Butt, 3-step drop, 1-2-3 throw, and a wide open Stout.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, man, oh man, what an end to this one here in Stratford, if this is how it ends with 5 seconds left on the clock. But man, oh man, Carson Butt unhinged today. He was electric all game long. Carson Butt, 3 touchdown passes, only a couple incompletions.
Offside against the Tigers.
As a reminder, we will head down to the field here for postgame and have our Hillers True Value postgame show. At this point, we will talk to Coach Sins and a Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player to be named. I've certainly got one in mind, but we're going to have to finish 5 seconds off the clock, and it's been a wild finish. I don't want to assume anything here in high school football, but this looks to be an Edgar Wildcat victory here, as the 2-point conversion is going to be stopped short.
Is no good. The score is with 5 seconds remaining. Stratford 20, Edgar 26.
But what a play call, and you bet that'll be the first thing we ask Coach Sins when we talk to Coach postgame, is whose idea was that? And we will find out as we take a look again here at the Wildcat bench. But man, oh man, what a call there, and what a finish to this one. But again, we've got 5 seconds left. 5 seconds to determine exactly what's going to happen here. So again, make sure though to stay tuned for the Hillers True Value postgame show. We will check in again with our winning coach and our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game. All that comes up on the Hillers True Value postgame show. Hillers is your Milwaukee Tool headquarters. $100 off your next Milwaukee Tool order. Trade-ins not needed. Hillers will not be undersold. Hillers True Value on South Central Avenue in Marshfield.
Number 74, Austin Miller.
So, remember, you're going to have to switch these, right? Okay, well, rewind him then. Tell him right now. Okay, kickoff underway here, and it's a squib, and Eric's got it. Eric picks it up, and here he's picking his way back. He's just across the 25, pitches it back, and swarmed under there. Ball's on the ground, and that is it. That is it. Your Edgar Wildcats take care of the Stratford Tigers 26-20. We'll be back in a few minutes for the start of our post-game show. We'll talk to Coach Jerry Sins, and we will talk to our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game, Carson Butt. All that coming up in just a few minutes. We'll be back. All right, you'll check.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only in central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflettieri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
Sims. Bring 11 with you. Trevor, you ready? Are you ready? I can go if you're ready. Yeah? Okay. All right, guys. Jason here with the Zaleski Sports Show, and what a game here. I mean, just what a game in the 51st playing of the game, Stratford Edgar, and it was everything you would expect and more. Again, 26-20. A win put on here by the Edgar Wildcats, and it was exciting coming down the stretches as cold has really set in here, guys. I'll tell you, this field is is muddy, sloppy, and just about half frozen now as I pick up my feet, and as the to freeze a little bit, it's actually sticking to my feet, and that's what these guys had to deal with down here, is just cold, damp, muddy conditions, and everybody put on a show on the Stratford side and on the Edgar side. These guys put on a show. We'll go back actually to action at the start of the fourth quarter. Stratford backed up all the way inside their one and methodically marched down the field 99 yards and capped off by a run, all 99 yards on the ground minus that 15-yard penalty that happened right around here, just right inside the 50-yard line. And again, highlights tonight, Don Zaleski Sports Show of this game, and we'll zoom in on that one for you and see what that was all about. But as it was, didn't matter. Penalty or no penalty, those Edgar Wildcats marched right down the field, the Stratford Tigers, marched right down the field 99 yards to tie the game at 20, and then the missed extra point. So we stayed at 20 at that point. We really stayed at 20 just about till the end of the game as we wait for Coach Sins and our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game, Carson Butt, here to join us in the postgame. But then it was Carson Butt and his Edgar Wildcat offense. They then began just to methodically march down the field. They started that drive with about 6.5 minutes left, and able to just keep things going, keep things chugging right along. Had what looked to be a 31-yard field goal set up for Austin Miller, and Miller was on the field in field goal formation. And that was with 14 seconds left before Coach Tubbs called the timeout, and just to have Miller think about it. Well, what ended up happening is the Edgar coaching staff thought about it and said, you know what, 14 seconds, I know we don't have any timeouts, you don't either, we're going to take a shot at the end zone with the 14, and the shot at the end zone worked as the touchdown pass from Butt to Stout. And that's exactly where we ended up at 26-20 here at Stratford, with the Edgar Wildcats winning this version of the game, and they got a lot to talk about in their post-game huddle over there. But man, oh man, what a finish to this one! It was exciting. And it was everything I think you'd want in a high school football game here in central Wisconsin. That moves the Edgar Wildcats to 9-0 overall, and they are Marawood Conference champions here in 2018. Stratford, who had lost their first game of the year, then ran off 7 in a row. On the losing end here tonight, they'll move now to 7-2 overall, and they'll head into the playoffs next week. We'll see. Coach Tubbs, we talked to him. He was definitely looking forward to having a home game here, which seeds 1 through 4 will host a game on Friday. We'll see what that turns out to be. As it was last year, Coach Tubbs thought they were going to be able to host a home game, didn't. Drew the 5 seed. They went out to Bondwell, beat the Bondwell team, and then headed over to Stanley Boyd, who they lost to early in the regular season, and able to overcome the Stanley Boyd Orioles mightily. It was 40-ish to not a lot, and then they did get tripped up by Amherst in the playoffs last year. But we'll head to the playoffs now, and we'll see what their playoff futures hold. But I think it'll be an interesting thing in the seed meeting tomorrow, to where the vote comes down on the Stratford Tigers, whether they're a 4 or a 5 seed, but I think they're likely one of those two, and the difference is a home game and a road game, and it's exactly the same spot that these Tigers were in last year. As for the Edgar Wildcats, they are assured of a number 1 seed in their section in Division 7, especially with this win here now. They're 9-0, undefeated coming into and they've got high hopes here in the playoffs this year. We talked to Coach Sins. If any of you were watching to our pregame show, you heard Coach Sins, and these guys, they're confident this year. They're confident heading in the playoffs, and now they've got this win over the Stratford Tigers under their belt, and they've got that one more notch to show the seed committee tomorrow, and I think it'd be a unanimous vote. And then it's all up to these guys in the playoffs, and how far they can go is probably up to them in the Division 7 2018 WIAA playoffs. But hey, Coach, how are you? We will talk to Coach Sins here after he gets a good Coach, right on over here. Man, oh man, what a game. I mean, and you know, we talked on Wednesday, and you said, I mean, these games just, they can go either way, and this one could have gone either way, but it did happen to go your way. Let's back up to earlier in the fourth quarter. Stratford had the 99-yard drive. Just thoughts on the sideline while that drive was happening.
Well, yeah, I was just hoping maybe they'd get a penalty or maybe we'd get a loss of yardage play or something, but to their credit, I mean, I don't know how many times Ricky carried the ball, but it must have been about 40. And so I really got to give the kid credit for hanging in there. And I mean, maybe that drive took a lot of energy out of him. I don't know. You know, you never know. And but our kids just hung in there. And, of course, we made the big plays when we had to. And I'm just really proud of them because we were playing a little short-handed, so it was really fun to see.
Yeah, you said they're making the big plays when they had to, and then coming down the stretch then on that next drive, I mean, you did make the plays you had to. You had a 4th down conversion right behind us. And then a little bit later on, you had, down on the 14, you had a 31-yard field goal for Miller. You sent him on the field. Stratford called the timeout. What happened next?
Well, we said there's 12 seconds left. We got time for one more play. We can run one more play. If there's nothing there, throw the ball away, and we can still kick the field goal. And so that was our idea. And but many great throws, and of course that was just another one. And yeah, we got the touchdown. So it was really muddy, so I knew it was going to be tough kicking. But so it was a good call by our offensive staff saying, "Hey, coach, let's run one more play, and then we can still kick the field goal if we have to." So that's the thinking there.
All right, so 26-20 final score here in Stratford. Now nothing ahead of you except playoffs. How does this game and this win, this big kind of exciting win, how does that carry you into the playoffs?
Well, I think it's a great game. We talked about that all week. Guys, this is a great game. We're not going to play anybody, I don't think, in Division 7 as good as Stratford. I mean, I would doubt that. Certainly not as big, as athletic. So certainly it gives us a lot of confidence going into the playoffs.
All right, Coach, good luck in the playoffs. We know we'll see you there.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks for stopping by. Now we will talk to our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game, Carson Butt, as Carson rolls up here, bloody nose and all here. Man, let's just start with that. What happened to the bridge of the nose there? Just got a helmet on it?
Yeah, my helmet tends to slide down a little, so we just usually patch it up every game and tends to get a little bloody.
So you had to figure this is going to be an exciting, close game coming in. Both you guys just throw out the records, all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, just a few miles apart. Everybody knows each other. What were your thoughts coming into the game, your expectations?
Every game against Stratford's a tough one, and we knew that coming in from the start. We knew that we were going to have to play our best game of the season to come out on top, and our guys did that.
Was this your best game of the season? 3 touchdowns. You only had a couple incomplete passes. Was this your best performance in 2018?
I'd say this is one of my better games. Our offensive line did amazing, and our receivers got open so I could get them the ball, and they did the rest for me.
Okay, well, let's just talk about that. That last play of the game, we were just talking to Coach. He brought Miller off the field. Could have had a 31-yard try to win it. Instead, sends you back on, sends the offense back on. Just take us through the play call in the huddle, and then what happened?
Yeah, they originally were gonna go for the field goal, and I was waiting down by the bench, and Stratford called a timeout, and we were yelling at our pistol to get in. So we decided that we were gonna go with a play, and that I couldn't scramble it all, so I was either throwing it incomplete or we were catching it for a touchdown.
Yeah. And touchdown was it, right? So 5 seconds left. Any nerves or what? Nice, right?
Yeah, a little better.
5 seconds left after that. I mean, any kind of anxiety, or is that 5 seconds just going off as fast as it could?
We knew we had to play one last play to finish the game, and we knew they might try some trickery, so we had to make sure they were down for sure before we were celebrating. And once that ref blew the whistle to finish the game, we all ended in joy.
Nice. Okay, well, we'll send you off to the playoffs like this. So last camera up there, Trevor's waving to you there. I'm going to hand you the microphone now, right? I don't know, you were in the house last year, were you? Okay. All right, I don't remember everybody. Let's just make sure it's still on there. Okay, we're good. So I'll just step out of the way. You want little brother in with you?
Sure, McLean, come here. Come here.
There you go.
Say it in the house.
It's a touchy power button.
Okay. Say it in the house.
I'm going to step out of the way. Okay. I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1, then I'm in the house, okay?
Okay. Can you say it? I'm in the house.
3.
Say it. 1. You got anything to say?
I'm in the house.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Thank
Nice
you.
job.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you in the playoffs. All right, here he was, our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House Player of the Game, Carson Butt, and looks like got some folks here coming through. But man, oh man, again, what a game in the game. You know why it's called that now if you didn't know before. 26-20 final here in Stratford as the Wildcats overcome the Stratford Tigers. Next time we will see you in the playoffs. 2018 WIA playoffs are now officially started. I'll just go ahead and say it. Maybe there's a soccer game or two out there tomorrow, but volleyball, soccer, all that starts on Tuesday and goes through the week. Next week, Stratford Tigers volleyball. They will next play on Thursday. You can catch highlights of all those events. And then we are back live a week from today. We'll have at least 3 playoff games for you. Coming up next Friday. We'll see you then.